An I-Team investigation is uncovering the successes and failures of a program targeted at identifying the chronically homeless and getting them off the streets for good.
News Channel 3's Jeff Stahl brings you inside this newest effort in his report, Uplift Our Homeless.
Thank God I'm still alive.
Leonard McGinty is grateful to have a roof over his head and no longer be homeless.
I love every minute of it because it's warm at night. I don't have to worry about who's to come running through that park, shooting or chasing somebody, or who getting beat up. I don't have to worry about none of that. When I lock that door, I know it's not going to open until I do.
Homelessness and addiction are things that McGinty knows all too well. For 12 years, he's sought help at Indio's ABC Recovery Center, Martha's Village and Kitchen, and the Coachella Valley Rescue Mission. But most recently, living in his car here behind Indio's Dr. Carry-On Park.
Who's to say what's to take place in a public park?
He prays those days are finally behind him.
When they said they was going to help me, put me in a place to stay, this is what they did.
As he shows off his temporary apartment in downtown Cathedral City, McGinty takes pride in finally accepting help from the Coachella Valley Association of Governments CV 200 program. It's a list of our area's chronically homeless who don't want to be in a shelter and have frequent contacts with police.
Something like homelessness, you see that same person on the corner every day for the last 3 or 4 years, and you just think, is there any way we could help that person? And we are.
CVAG Executive Director Tom Kirk says local cities are kicking in $100,000 each this fiscal year ending in June, along with tribes, $300,000 from the county, $500 from the Desert Healthcare Foundation, plus grant dollars to address homelessness through the CV Housing First budget. It adds up to $1.4 million.
And we're reaching out to them. We're putting them into permanent housing, helping them get their records straight, sometimes even helping them get a job, helping them sign up for government benefits.
Last year, the CV 200 placed 144 homeless people into temporary homes. 32 returned to the streets, program failures, but 75 moved into permanent housing, a more than 2-to-1 success ratio.
They have the rules.
McGinty's case managers have helped him obtain an ID and Social Security cards, medical insurance, and connected him with Social Security supplemental income.
I'm not all the way totally disabled, but I like to just go to work and just earn a living, an honest living.
We've just obtained the latest numbers for the first quarter of this year from CVAG. They show 33 more homeless people moved off the streets into temporary rooms. 5 returned to the streets, but 15, nearly half, like McGinty, have now moved into permanent housing, most with subsidized rents. The average length of stay for successful cases this quarter was 69 days. Longer stays tended to lead to failure. How much does this all cost? CVAG says the price tag hasn't yet been established, but the costs for housing people like McGinty here are higher than those in shelters.
It isn't cheap, but neither is having chronically homeless people on the street. Certainly code enforcement issues, certainly there's petty crime. They also a lot of these clients end up in emergency rooms for relatively minor things.
Kirk says he doesn't expect to solve the entire homelessness issue, but says that this program is helping, not with handouts, but a hand up to permanent housing. CVAG says those who fail aren't out forever. They remain on the CV 200 list in case there's an opportunity or an interest in them working with the program again, while looking for other shelter solutions or partners to help out as well. For McGinty, he's just celebrating his new shot at life.
And as long as I can help it, I won't be homeless never again. Never.
You can get more details on the CV 200 program online by reading the full CVAG progress reports on the program's successes and failures, and also read about other initiatives being tried to get people into homes. For the I-Team, Jeff Stahl, News Channel 3.
And taking a deeper dive now on the issue of getting people into a home they can afford. Riverside County's homeless action plans say the Inland Empire, including Riverside County, has one of the most severe shortages of affordable housing in the nation. There are only 18 affordable and available homes per 100 renter households, and more than half of Riverside County renters, 58%, pay more than 30% of their household income on rent and are considered rent burdened by the Department of Housing and Urban Development.